Hi everyone, I'm here in Singapore featuring again different people with different stories so that you can learn from them because we all have different journeys towards financial freedom, and I hope that our next guest is someone who will encourage you and inspire you and also give you rudiments on how he made his wealth as well. So without much ado, I'd like you to meet Mr. Global Investor, Jess Uy.
Hello.
Hi Jess, so it's nice to be back in Singapore.
Yes, welcome back.
Thank you. Ako pa nag-welcome sa sarili ko, no? So Jess has been here for how many years?
2007. Slightly over 10 years.
Over 10 years already. He's married with
3 children.
3 children.
Yes.
The eldest is how old na?
Turning 6.
Turning 6. Then the younger ones are...
The second one turning 4.
4, okay.
This month actually. Turning 6 and 4 this month. And then my youngest is 8, 9 months.
Alright, so similar to me, Jess graduated from, tama ba? IT? IT or engineering?
Computer science.
Computer science course, but from what he's doing now, it's quite far already from his course in college. So what led you into the financial industry, and what were your beginnings in investing?
Well, when I first started working, I was offered 2 positions to choose from, no? One was a technical course, a technical role, no? So basically the very advanced stuff, no, like mobile payments, those type of things, and that was in the Philippines. Mobile payments, and that was 2000 plus, early 2000. The other one was in marketing.
Okay.
But I've always been interested in marketing and business. So yung technical course in college was more of a requirement because of some scholarship that I needed to fulfill.
Okay.
Yeah. So yun. So basically that's how it started. And then for investing naman, I've always been interested in personal finance, investing. So I've been investing for more than 15 years already. But kumbaga it was a natural course for me to go to. I've been investing for myself since that time, mga 2000, 2002. And then ayun, so eventually when I moved to Singapore and I got my license here to advise people, I thought it was what do you call this, natural progression, no? So it's an evolution.
You've been investing for how many years again?
More than 15
More than 15 years.
Yeah.
What are your, if you're okay to share, what are your current investments so far?
There's property, definitely. Of course, for a place for you to stay. And then of course there's also some investment properties, stocks, direct stocks. I have some direct stocks. I have mutual funds, so it's pooled funds. So and then of course we have the CPF here in Singapore, no? So it's like a government scheme where you can invest that money. Or there's also some stuff like SRS, which is a tax. Para siyang investment with tax incentives, no? So for me, for example, if I invest in the Philippines, for example, and on a long-term basis, I could actually put my capital in that scheme. I get tax deductions, and I can still invest in the Philippines with that capital. So double.
Among your investments, which has given you the best growth so far in your 15 years? So that parang from your personal experience, which among those investments have worked the best for you?
This is a tricky question.
Hindi naman, no trick, ano lang, practical,
ganito,
ano lang.
If we're talking about percentage terms, definitely direct stocks, percentage terms. If you're talking about actual value, yung how much you put in, property. If you're talking about kumbaga, kasi mahirap to like for example pooled funds, no? I also have pooled funds and stocks. You can't really say, but at a certain point kasi you take profits so you're cutting off that rate of return, like not kasi yung property, for example, you don't really sell until like decades from now so that's why it keeps on growing, and then it looks like it's bigger, but it's kumbaga it depends on your point of reference. So definitely property will be there. There's also percentage terms, there will be stocks until I liquidate. Yeah, the highest
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, interesting. Also, best percentage that you've ever experienced in any stock or any fund that you've ever invested in.
The highest that it went doesn't mean that I liquidated, okay? Kasi it went down, eh. The highest it went was 4,000%.
Okay, well, 4,000% stock. Is this a stock or a mutual fund?
Stock.
Stock, local, foreign. I mean Philippine or
Philippines.
Oh,
Philippines.
okay.
For mutual funds, the highest I've seen is more than 100%. Maybe in a year's time, one year holding. Pero we don't want to bank on those things kasi normally, like the time frames are different, no? So for example, the stock went up to 4,000%. It took at least 3 years minimum to hold. And now it's down maybe around ano na lang, maybe 1,500% na lang.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay pa rin. 4,500% is, syempre 4,000 is amazing, but 1,500% is still respectable. Very, very good still.
Yeah, it's very, very good. But I mean, this type of stocks you're probably gonna hold for as long as you can, no? So probably even a decade or more.
Okay. Now, you what before this video, no, you mentioned that your style is once you start earning in the stock market in your mutual funds, you will eventually transfer them to real estate. Yes.
Yes.
Why is that? Why do you do that?
Actually, it's more psychological in nature. So, in a way, stock market, mutual funds, anything that moves very fast. Sometimes you get controlled by your emotions, eh. So once you put it in the real estate, even if the market goes down, you cannot do anything about it anymore. It's very difficult to sell, you know, and it kind of forces you to hold on to it for a very long time.
Okay.
So sandali lang, there's somebody. Yeah. So in a way, and also it generates recurring income. So that's one thing. Pero my goal in the future is really to reduce the real estate allocation. Unless probably, you know, I pass away, then my wife buys
Wag naman, no!
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the plan for that is to buy insurance. So my you know, the extra money, my wife can buy.
Watch out for the insurance video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yun. So property, definitely for recurring income. And then siguro, ayun.
Why did you shift it? Why do you want to shift your stocks into like kasi ako I haven't shared it to you, my style is when I earn from stocks, I just shift it to preferred shares or bonds. So something less risky with predictable returns pa rin. So for you, parang you mentioned that you're transferring it into properties and real estate.
I think we have to qualify, no? It depends on the time frame.
Okay.
So on a shorter term time frame, meaning anything less than 10 years holding for me, right? Then I would put in bonds, in short-term bond funds, in more liquid instruments. Pero if it's extremely long-term and it's substantial amount already, that's when I put it into property.
Okay, interesting. Now, what's your biggest two things, biggest money mistake and biggest investing mistake? When I say money mistake, it can be personal finance, parang napagastos ka ng ganito, nabili mo to, that out of impulse, and then anything related to investing that you wish you could have done better.
Siguro I would say knowing myself. I mean, making emotional decisions, basically. I think when you're new in the investing, it's very natural for you to get you know, pulled away by your emotions, whether it's greed or fear, and usually that leads to downfall in your portfolio.
How did that translate? Was there a big drop in your portfolio because of an emotional decision?
Yeah, in a way. yeah. For example, in 2008, when the stock market was doing very badly, of course you always have this thing in your mind, hey, maybe it's not gonna go down, it's gonna go down pa, no? So
I'm making you sweat. Ang init. Guys, mainit talaga, mainit talaga. Oh, it's I think 30 degrees here in Singapore. So we've been walking at 12 noon, no? So please don't mind the sweat that we are experiencing. Para sa vlog, para sa video, para sa inyo. But para kay Jess Uy, okay.
Kalimutan ko lang tanong.
So 2008 your stocks dropped.
Yeah, of course. So ganito, sometimes kasi this is what I learned for me, no? You really need to choose the asset class that suits you best. Like for me, I do stock market, but I realized that it's not 100% for me. I still do it from time to time, just know, so I have experience, I know what's happening and all that. But the big chunk of the money typically are in the mutual funds, pooled funds for me. And then pag sobrang laki na and it's liquid, then maybe you can put some in property. But the actively saving and investing continuously is mostly for me in pooled funds. Kasi in a way, it parang tulad ng property, it helps you control your own emotions because you're not the one actually investing. So for me, although I do global investment, that's actually another reason why I do mutual funds.
Para to avoid your previous mistakes.
That's one, but the other thing is also because I do global investing, it's virtually impossible for me to know every single thing happening in the world. So what I do is I take advantage of fund managers who are more experienced in certain countries, certain asset classes, and they have a track record, no? And also, in a way, actually some of these mutual funds, they're quite surprising. They can generate returns like a stock, like a direct stock. So that's also something that I learned when I moved to Singapore. The first time I moved here, 2009 actually, the top 10 funds for global investment here in Singapore all generated more than 100%. The highest was Indonesian fund, 138. So it actually moves like a stock. So when I say that I have a portfolio in the stock market, in the mutual fund, it doesn't mean that it can be like not exciting, no. But of course, if you really want to make the big money, actually it's the boring parts that made the big money.
Alright,
yeah.
amazing stuff. So to end this, do you have like a round number, target figure that you see yourself having? Parang you say, oh sige, I'll retire when I get this.
I'll keep it to myself na lang, but there's a lot of zeros in it.
Pesos or Singapore?
Dollar.
Yeah. Alright, last question. Any tips for people who are investing or planning to start to invest, Singaporeans that that need to know more about investing? What is your lifelong tip that you can give them?
Yeah, actually, you know, one of the things I learned was really just to save and invest continuously. And if you do this, it's easy for you to build your wealth without being very stressed about it. So what I ask my clients sometimes, and even people that I meet, do you want to make $1 million? Do you want to make $1 million?
Power, yes.
If you want to make $1 million, all you need to do is set aside $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month. You do that for the next 30 years, and you just grow it for 6% every single year. You'll hit $1 million after 30 years. So it's not impossible. So of course, if you want higher, then you put more or you increase risk appetite. But if you want to be like, you know, relaxed type of investing, continuous lang, just grow. Yeah, $1,000 a month will do it.
Alright, so it's all about consistency and being faithful to the plan. So we're here in Singapore. More videos, expect more videos for Jess Uy. Yung next video niya will be exciting. He's predicting a financial crash, a recession. Guess what? How many years before it will happen? So bye everyone.
Bye.